We're live? Yes, I think we're live. Hi there, my name's Michael and welcome to Tabletop-Infiltrator. And today we're back on Wednesday for a live stream. So as the thumbnail probably suggests, we've got the next 4 issues of the Imperium Magazine to look at. And we've had some major news in Warhammer yesterday, I think it was. Games Workshop released a massive FAQ and points rebalance to the game, which has completely changed up a whole load of factions and how we play 40k, and it's hopefully it has affected the Necrons, which is a race which a faction which I'm hopefully going to collect as my opposing force to my Space Marines. So yeah, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me, hopefully you can see me. My top down's working, I've got my little bit of candle ambiance. If you want to say hello, stick it in the chat, we can have a nice conversation, yeah, and go from there. So I've got the 3 magazines to look at today. I was away over the weekend. I was away Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and when I came back I had these waiting for me, so absolutely fantastic. So this evening we're going to be just chilling out, going through, having a look what I've received this month, and then also having a look at some of the rules changes that Games Workshop have released. So yeah, so we're going to start off with issue number 7 and work our way up to 10. So yeah, the issues that I've got this month, you get with the Imperium Magazine subscription, you get 1 delivery every month with 4 magazines, which is your 4 weekly magazines, and then intermittently you get like a free gift, which I've got as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, we've got 7, 8, 9 and 10 to look at tonight. So we'll start off with number 7. Sorry if this is a bit loud as well. So let's start off with this. And if you're watching in chat, say hello, let me know how your week's going. Wednesdays are normally hobby day for me, or chill out doing something 40k related in the evening. So let me know if you're doing anything 40k related. Also, if you're coming back and watching this on a rerun, thanks very much. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. If you're not, give us a thumbs down. It's all for the algorithm. And if you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button, which should be down there in the corner. Switch on notifications so you never miss a video. I put content out 99% every Wednesday. Work depending, life depending, but 99% of the time it's on a Wednesday. If it's pre-recorded, it's 5:30, and if I'm live streaming, it's 7 o'clock. Normally for an hour, but last week I did 2 because I was just having such a great time with everyone. And yeah, I'm thinking maybe changing live streaming in the future, maybe going live at 8, just depends. Let me know what you think, where you are in the world as well, what time it is, if you're watching in the US or Australia or Japan or wherever you're watching it. So get rid of that plastic. So issue number 7, we have got a fantastic picture of Guilliman on the front of it. So if you're an Ultramarines fan, there you go. You've got a nice picture of him sitting there, about to launch his Indominus Crusade. And then in issue number 7, we've been given 3 paints. So the first one we've got is Corax White, which is quite useful because I haven't got Corax White. And I think it's like an off-white, like a light grey, I think. And I think that's one of the colours I'm actually after for when I want to paint some tabards on my Blade Guard veterans, so that's quite good. And then we've got Retributor Armour, again another good base colour. And then we've got Mechanicus Standard Grey, so that's again another good base colour to get. Now on Games Workshop's website, let's have a look at this, shall we? Just for a quick second, because because I am wondering if how much is a paint pot from, I can't even remember how much paint is because I very rarely buy it because I just don't use a lot of it. Where the hell am I looking? Gaming accessories, is that it? Nope. I have no idea where this is. Terrain. Am I just being completely dense on the Games Workshop website? Made to order available. Oh, painting and modelling. Helps if I click on that. Undercoat. No, not undercoat. Paint. Bloody hell. Paint by colour. Gold. Let's just choose gold. Wretch. Oh no, that must be a big one. Retributor armour, which is this one, I think it is. £3.70. So like £3.70 for a pot of paint. And I've got 3 here. Okay. So, and this magazine's only £8.99. So instantly you've got a saving there if those colours are any use to you. So that's pretty good. And then these magazines, they follow the same format. So they've got a load of lore in them. They've got some rules in them. They've got some painting tips. They've got some building instructions, and some other bits and pieces. So, and I found this really cool as well. Cause look at this, Ultramarine names. They've got some really cool stuff in here. So you've got a name generator. That's pretty cool. The Ultramarines maintain a tradition of noble names that can be traced back more than 10,000 years. In the intermediate millennia, these names have been shaped with the culture, blah 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 blah. The names of the greatest Ultramarines are well known across the Imperium and are spoken in awe. Mechanicus, Calgar, Scarabs, Tigurius. Cool. So you got a name generator. That one, because I'm really useless with coming up with names, so I might use that for my Redeemers chapter. Name generator there. Titus. I might just choose one. Titus Quintus. Oh my goodness. So that's quite cool. That's wicked. Then you can hero titles. So Champion of Hera. Ah, that's quite cool. And this is really allowing you to personalise the Marines that you're getting with the Imperium Magazine, which is quite cool. And then Necrons. This is really handy for me as well because eventually I'm going to be collecting Necrons. Now, some people are going to say, "Oh, you've just started collecting Necrons because they've just got rules update." No, I decided when I got back in, because I had a big break in the hobby, and I thought with the launch of 9th edition, why not start a new faction, and then I will share my journey with you creating that faction. I thought, brilliant, we'll go with Space Marines. We'll go with Space Marines, a custom chapter, and I thought I need to have a Xenos faction, so, and because I got the Indominus box set, I got Marines and Necrons, and I wanted something completely different to humans, Necrons. So this will be really handy, so I can come up with, because I'm really useless with creating names and titles for my Necrons. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me know down in chat if you've got any names for your characters in your army. Let me know what they are. So yeah, that's pretty good. So you got a name generator, and then some, yeah. And then you've got some, what is it? Oh, the same here, like Necron honorifics. The Gilded Host, the Voidborn Phalanx, that's pretty cool. And then it goes on to the Indominus, so it gives you some fluff, which is quite nice. And then it moves on to the How to Paint section. So basically this is building up. So the first couple of magazines, they showed you how to base coat, and then they showed you how to add the base colour on, so Ultramarines blue, and then they worked on the metallics, and each magazine is basically building up the painting palette of that particular Space Marine, and you can use the techniques they're showing here on the characters and all the other miniatures that you get with the collection. So it's quite handy. It's a bit repetitive, the magazines, but I found them quite handy, and I love the fluff and stuff like this, and in short little bits, like short little stories, it's quite interesting, so I like that. So this one's moving on to, so this is using your Corax white for all those white bits, the Ultramarine symbol, the face, some of the white parts on the model. It's quite cool. What else we've got? Retributor armor and Mechanicus standard grey. So you can see that it's building up the base colours on these models. And obviously, if you're a seasoned painter, you're not gonna have to use this. But if you're just getting into the hobby, which is a lot of what this is designed to do, is to get people into the hobby without costing them an arm and a leg. And you get some quite cool miniatures as well, because this is a limited edition Primaris Captain, which you only get with the magazine. And then it's just moving on to using the gold aspects of this. So already your models, if you will get them to this stage, are very much tabletop ready. So cool. So yeah, just working through all the models that you received so far. So the Lieutenant, the Assault Intercessors, what else have we got? The Primaris, Captain, the Aggressors. So yeah, it's just working your way through those miniatures, which is quite handy. And then this is, every single one of the magazines has like a playthrough. So the models that you've got, it then gives you a scenario which you can then play through. And then you've been given in a couple of the other magazines, you've had some dice, you've got some measuring tools, all quite really useful stuff. And then you just basically work your way through. Again, this is really useful for beginners, and if you haven't got, if you're just getting into the hobby, you haven't got a lot of time, it's quite easy. You can build it up over a month, get your units painted up, and maybe play 1 or 2 games, and then the next 4 magazines arrive and you'll play using them. So yeah. So that is the basic premise throughout all of these magazines. They'll have fluff, they'll have building guides, painting guides, and then a scenario. But what really does it for me is the fact that you're getting these models at such a discounted price. It's crackers how cheap you can get these for, and especially if these are the factions that you're collecting, which I'm eventually going to do, the Necrons. The magazine is split into 2 halves. The collection is split into 2 halves. So you've got a Necron half, which is completely Necrons, and then you've got a Imperium half, which the majority of it is Space Marines, and then you've got some Adapters Mechanicus and some Sisters in there as well. And then you do actually get some terrain, which would really work well with some of those boards, and I'm assuming that when you do get that terrain, the magazine, the scenarios in the back here, they'll have places for you to place your terrain on there as well. So yeah, that's issue 7. For me, I'm really just interested in the fluff in that piece, and then I don't use Retributor Armor Gold, I don't use that colour, so if anyone wants it, let me know. Corax White I'll use, and I'll find a use for Mechanicus Standard Grey. It's quite a useful colour to have. So yeah, those 3 are all done. I'll just add it down there. So that's issue number 7, and then moving on to issue number 8. And if you're watching and you fancy saying hello, stick it down in the chat. What are you up to tonight? Are you hobbying while watching? Or are you just watching? Or what are you doing? Get rid of this. So, issue number 8 is very much a Necron focus, and in it you get a set of dice. That's quite handy. I got a ton of dice, so I won't really be needing it, but it's quite handy if you want to, like, if you're rolling, like if you're rolling a group of shots and you have a different weapon in that squad or something like that, and you just want to roll it fast rolling and differentiate. You've got some dice, so, and they're let me know in chat what size these are. These little ones. I know there's a particular size, and I like those ones. They're easy to roll, and you can get quite a lot in your hand. So I like those. The bigger ones I'm not too keen on. And then the model that we're getting is a villainous Necron Overlord. And that is quite a... let's see if I'm just going to like... That's quite a cool looking model, that. I mean, I have no idea what he's armed with, but he looked cool as hell. And again, the paint scheme that I worked on for my Necron Warriors is really basic. I get them painted up really quickly. So yeah, so I reckon how much is a Necron Overlord? Oh, let's have a look. Warhammer 40k. Xenos armies. Necrons. He's a HQ choice, I know that. HQ. Where is he? View all. Let's have a look. There we go, Necron Overlord. £17.50 if you buy this direct from Game. If you buy this model from Games Workshop, £17.50 in the UK. And this magazine is £8.99. And you've got some dice as well. So that is an absolute bargain, that. And just the level of detail that you get. See if my camera will zoom. Will it zoom? Will it focus? There we go. The level of detail on these is brilliant. I'll give Games Workshop their due. They do some good miniatures. So that is really cool. I like that. Nice base. So yeah, already you've got a massive saving on that. And then looking at the magazine, this issue you've got the Overlord, how to build it, how to paint it, and then the Overlord Rises, so a playthrough on that. And there's a really good looking view on that. You can see that there. That's really cool. I like that. And it just looks, it is humanoid, but it's so completely different to a Space Marine. So yeah, obviously you don't have to get a subscription. You can go to your local news agents or something, and like they've been selling these at our local store, Tesco. But you have to get there quick, I think, because to get the individual issues, especially if they're popular issues. I think maybe Necrons might be a bit more popular now that the rules have been changed for them. So yeah, you don't have to get a subscription. You can try and pick the magazines up individually if you're just after specific units. But again, it's a saving if you can get hold of them. So ancient and powerful, and often utterly insane. Overlords lead their relentless legions on campaigns of conquest. They are ambitious and power-hungry, committed to expanding their territories of their dynasty and restoring the former glory of the Necron race. Right. A Tachyon arrow. Oh yeah, this is the Tachyon arrow. This is like these wrist mount are favoured by many Necron overlords. When activated, attack an arrow looses a thunderous bolt of green lightning that is capable of burning a hole through any arm. I can't remember exactly the rule for it, but like as long as you hit, you can hit on like a 2, and then there's a stratagem I think to automatically wound, I think anyway, and it's like 6 damage or something. It's horrible. Let me know in the chat the exact rules for it if you are aware. But I think that's something you can. I've seen it in a battle report sometimes. And again, battle records. So you can give your overlord some personality, if that's what you want to call it. The build guide, and then the how to paint guide. Again, so there's the building and painting section separate for the Space Marines and for the Necrons. So you're getting the paint that matches up to allow you to do that. Scorpec Destroyers. A little bit of a spoiler, but these guys have just got a major buff. And then you've got your Royal Warden and your Overlord. So all of these miniatures so far is what I've got as part of the subscription, the 10 issues that I've got so far. Canoptic Plasmacytes, the Necron Warriors. So again, you can see here just how the colour scheme is being building up. And if you follow this in like the last 4 issues, and then play a couple of games, and then when the next 4 turn up, you then get the paint and you follow the next steps to painting these up. And I reckon by the end of it, you'll have a pretty good looking force painted up by the end of it. Hopefully, I think you'll get some washes or something like that, which really, washes were like the greatest invention ever. Right, so yeah, your painting guide, and then you're moving on to the playthrough mission scenario. So this is the Overlord versus Primaris Aggressors. So again, it's giving you all the rules. Turn 1, Necrons turn 1, Space Marines turn 1, and it's just making your way through. So that is issue number 8, and that's your Necron Overlord with some dice. And I'm getting a pretty good collection so far. I think I've already got, so far from the Indominus box set, I've got like 20 Necron Warriors, some Scarabs, a Royal Warden, a Reanimator, some other bits. And then from here I've got some Scorpec Destroyers in the Indominus box set. And then with these magazines I've got some more Warriors, I've got more Scorpec Destroyers, the Overlord. So already spending like not even anywhere near, even in third-party retailers, you wouldn't pay that for this collection. So really worth it. Yeah. So yeah, happy with that. Just add that to my collection. So right, and moving on to issue number 9. Again, we've got a Necron focus in this one, and in here you've got Necron Warriors. So in this issue you get Necron Warriors and Scarabs. Space Marine chapter fold out. Oh, that's cool. I did not see that when I got them delivered. So you've got some Necron Warriors here and some Scarabs. So you've got one, move to the side quickly. So you've got 1 and 2 Necron Warriors bases, which I think are those ones there. And then you've got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Necron Warriors. Yeah. So again, for $8.99, that's pretty damn good. And Necron Warriors are really useful in the game. It's not like you're getting miniatures that have no use whatsoever. Warriors are really handy. So are Scarabs. They've got like no profile on the battlefield, so you can sneak them around and get objectives if you choose the right dynasty. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think literally as soon as I was always on the edge about what Xenos faction to collect, and I was very heavily steering towards Necrons because of the Indominus box set that I got. I did think at one point, oh, I'll just sell them and then find the faction that I want. And then when this was announced, I was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So we'll get this fold out. So this is chapter organisation. So the organisation of most Space Marine chapters owes itself to the Codex Astartes, the master work of Rabute Gilliman, primer of the Ultramarines. So great is this book's influence upon the Space Marines that it is considered holy by many chapters. So that's really cool. I love this fluff. There you go. So it's Ultramarine Strike Force going up against what looks like Mortarion and his Death Guard. Funny to see Reavers. They never get used. Never get used. That's really nice. I like that. It's a nice bit of fluff. Chapter structure, you got chapter command, Reclusium, Librarius, Apothecarian, Armory, First Company, Battle Companies, Battle Line Reserve, Close Support. Yeah, that's really cool, that. Brothers in Arms. And a really iconic image there, the Crimson Fist's last stand against the Orcs. That's nice. I like that. And then this issue is I'll get into that in a second. So you've got Warrior Phalanx and Canoptek Scarabs. So it gives you some background and some fluff on them. Battle records for them. Scarabs. Battle records for them. Some Victrix Guard. So the Victrix Guard exemplify the Ultramarines training in the arts of statecraft and warfare, handpicked by Rabute Gilliman. They serve as his personal honour guard as well as acting as diplomatic envoys to his allies. Pretty cool. Ultramarines, courage and honour. We march for McCrag. Something along those lines. Excellent. This is really good, I like this. Nice bit of fluff. It's really good. So then moves on to the how to build section for your Necron Warriors. It's all pretty standard. And then Duel in the Depths. This is the fight through. This is the playthrough. Destroy the Overlord, kill the captain. So it's the captain, and it looks like the captain, the Primaris Lieutenant, are going up against the Royal Warden and the Overlord. That's pretty cool. So it gives you rules for them, and then takes you through turn by turn. Excellent. And then back here you've got the Necron Warriors fully painted up. Oh, and then issue 11, which is the next one, is the Librarian in Phobos armor, which is a unit I've been interested in getting. Yes, very cool. As probably if people are aware of the channel, my army has got a heavy focus on Phobos armored Marines. The theme is that the Redeemers chapter like to infiltrate the battlefield, gather intelligence, sow discord amongst the enemy, and then when they're ready, they launch an all-out assault in pinpoint positions to hopefully win the game, win the day, win the battle. So I've got a lot of Phobos armoured units in my army, infiltrators, hence the name. But yeah, so we'll get the fact that I'm going to get a librarian for $8.99. I'm always going to be happy with that, to be honest. And as you can see, the magazines aren't that like sturdy, but I found out when I received my 4 issues this month why that is. So yeah, you've got your fold out, which is quite cool with loads of fluff on it, and then 4 Necron Warriors and 2 lots of Scarabs. That's very handy. I'll join the pile over there. I never wanted to, I got rid of my pile of shame. I worked my way through it during furlough and I didn't have any. And now I'm starting to build up a pile of shame again. So best get my Space Marines finished for now, anyway, and move on to my Necrons. So the last issue this month, issue number 10, is again okay, slightly different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6 Necron Warriors, so 4 in there, 6 here, you've got a squad of 10, and then you've got 1 unit of Scarabs, which makes up your unit, which has 3 in it, I believe. So a unit of 10 for £18. Not bad. And credit to Games Workshop for the resculpts on the Necron range. I think they're absolutely awesome. Even a basic Necron Warrior looks really cool. So yeah, like that a lot. There's no fold out in this one. So more Necron Warrior reinforcements, and just paint your new models and play through. So again, it's giving you some fluff, bolt weapons, plasma weapons, flamers, melter weapons. This is really cool, and these can act as painting references as well. They're really good. And I do like this style of artwork. It's really cool. Necron Legion, so it's giving you a whole load of fluff on Necron Warriors. So Immortals, Death Marks, Tomb Blades, Warriors. I don't know if I've got any, looking at the picture of the entire collection, I don't know if I'm getting Tomb Blades. I've heard that they're quite good. And then you've got the painting guide, so just developing that colour scheme on the Necron Warriors, and then the playthrough, you've got a squad of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 10 Necron Warriors, which going up against, it looks like just 3 Assault Intercessors. I can't imagine they're going to live long. Oh, definitely not going to live long. So again, that's just your playthrough with your rules and everything like that, giving you instructions, sequences, So you can see that there's it is repetitive, especially if you're a seasoned player. But if you're, like I said, I've always said it, if you're new into hobby, this is perfect. And I can't imagine those 3 assault intercessors are going to live through all of that. No way. Brilliant. And then issue 12, it looks like we're getting some shades. We're getting some more layer paints and base colours as well. Screamer Pink, I actually need that. That's perfect. Yeah, really good that. Cool. And then your Librarian. That's brilliant. So that's issue 10 with your Necron Warriors and your Scarabs. And then the little free gift that you get in this month, which I thought is really cool and I'd completely forgotten about, is the folder that you get to put everything in. So this is really nice. It's quite good. It's quite good quality. Nice artwork on the front there. And then you open it up and it's got some really cool artwork here. The updated map of the. Let's just take that out quick. Updated map of the Imperium. So that's really cool. So the Imperium Sanctus and the Imperium Nihilus, and then you've got the Rift and the warp rifts going around it. And then the reason why the magazines are not really securely bound is because they're actually designed to come apart and go into the different sections. So you've got the collection part, you've got the fluff, you've got the building and painting, and then you've got the playthrough. So you literally just split them up into their individual sections and file them away, which is really cool. Yeah. So that's really handy. So I will spend some time just filing this away. And do you know what? I think this is something I'm going to keep, because eventually if I have a little kid and he happens to turn out to be a boy or a girl, and they fancy getting into the hobby, then I can whip this out. But right, we're going to work through it step by step and build up a little collection for you. Oh, and then on the back, I didn't even see that. And then on the back, you've got like is it a Praetorian? Yeah, my fiance really wants to go. Either way, they're going to get into the hobby. But yeah, quite nice that to file that away. And then moving on to the big news from Games Workshop. They released it yesterday, I think it was. And basically what it is a massive, it's called Warhammer 40,000 Balanced Data Slate. And I'm really surprised they've listened to the community, and they've come up with a rebalancing of points and rules for factions and 40k in general, which have basically been like terrorizing the meta. So AdMech flyer spam, Orc buggy spam, they've addressed that, and also some weaknesses in factions as well. So Knights, for example, have really struggled in the game recently, and they've addressed that. So what was it that I read? So the Warhammer 40k rules team are releasing the first in a new quarterly series. So that's good. They'll be regular. You don't want it like every week, because to keep track of all those changes would just be a nightmare, especially coming into the game. Obviously, if you're just playing with your friends, you don't have to use any of the changes. But if you're playing competitively, or if you want to keep up with the game and how it's evolving, this is brilliant. And every quarter, is a perfect amount of time, I think, and great work from Games Workshop. I've been looking on the community, and there have been some people saying, oh, this is not great, blah blah blah, they've not gone far enough, but maybe some factions haven't been addressed yet, but maybe it's because those codexes are coming out shortly and they don't want to do any changes to them, because those problems will be addressed in the new codexes, something like that. But the fact that they've listened to the community, the fact that there are issues with balancing and stuff like that, I think it's fantastic that they've started this initiative. So every quarter, so it's a first in a new quarterly series of balance updates, the balanced data slate designed to help level the matched playing field. Okay, so each quarter you can look forward to a short list, okay, of rules tweaks aimed at boosting factions that need a killer edge and taking a bit of a sting out of those riding high at the top of the competitive pile. So Drukhari, Admech, Orcs. These will complement the regular chapter approved and grand tournament packs. So I think those are every year or every 6 months, something like that. So again, you've got, like, when I first started in the hobby, you could go like years and years without getting an update to your codex. Honestly, you could go a couple of editions without a faction being updated in their codex or any rules. So if the rules were there, if what rules you got is what you got, and if they were rubbish, they were rubbish, and if they were great, they were great. I remember Space Marines were absolutely dog. For years they were rubbish. And I played Salamanders as well, back in 3rd edition when they came out with the Armageddon Codex, and when Initiative was the thing, and Space Marine Salamanders were -1 initiative. So basically, if I played any other Space Marine chapter, I got struck first in the head, and like playing guard, I wouldn't even it was just a horrible mess. I was stuck like that for years until they brought out a new Space Marine Codex. So this, I think, is brilliant. So this, along with the Grand Chapter Approved Grand Tournament Mission Packs, in which missions, objectives and point value will be all updated. So I think this is brilliant. You'll have quarterly changes, you'll have chapter approved, you'll have points values being, so it'll be a really good balancing act to the game. The only downside to that is really codexes will become like invalid, like almost straight away. I personally think Games Workshop will eventually go off into the digital format, but at the minute it makes money. Codexes, books, that's where a lot of revenue comes from. But they've got the app, which personally is rubbish. It's so buggy. You've got Warhammer Plus. I like it. I honestly do. I watched the new Blood Angels episode today. Awesome. So I think they are moving in the right direction. I think just with any company which is really large, it's just a gigantic effort to get anything done. But from other companies that I've seen, I've never seen surveys being sent out asking for feedback on specific things, and then them actually listening. So no, fair enough. It's got its drawbacks, but I think it's an absolute positive step in the right direction. So the actual balance, so it comes out like a balanced like a data sheet. So hopefully you can see this. Hopefully I've set this up right. So so the first one, universal match play. This is a rule that affects all other, the entirety of 40k. All right, every faction. So when mustering your army for match play game, it cannot include more than 1 aircraft model if you are playing a combat patrol or incursion sized game, more than 2 aircraft models if you are playing a strike force sized game, or more than 3 aircraft models if you are playing an onslaught sized game. So all those people who had like 8 or 9 Adeptus Mechanicus flyers, either sell them quickly to someone who doesn't realise that the rules have changed. That's really harsh, don't do that. Or you're just absolutely out of luck, unfortunately. I do keep up with tournaments and stuff like that, and it's funny to see that these players are now going to have to be painting or redoing their army somehow, because they all have flyer spam. So yes, flyer spam is no more. It didn't last that long. It didn't feel like it lasted that long anyway. So yeah, and to be honest, if you want to have planes in an army, Games Workshop they've got a game for that, Aeronautica. So go play that if you want to play loads and loads of planes on the list. Flyers have always been an issue because they move really quick and terrain and they can get around terrain, which is one of the things that helps protect armies against fire. So yeah, and then you can really buff them up, increase their damage output, increase like loads. So yeah, good rebalance there. And then what's next? So, and then they've had some, where is it? They've had some Adeptus Mechanicus point changes, alright, so I think I saw an earlier video today on YouTube. I haven't got the Mechanicus codex, so I have no idea what the actual point values are that have changed, but I think every single unit has gone up, maybe bar one. I think it was the robots, the big robot things. I think they've come down from 100 points down to 90, and I think everything else has gone up in price. Everything that's listed on this balanced data slate has gone up, and I think that's to help balance out the Mechanicus, because they are really dominating the meta. I'm not a meta chaser. Like I said, I've got a theme to my army, so if I ever start up, well, I do want to start going to tournaments, but I will never be chasing the meta. A, because I love the theme of my army and I want to play them the way I do, with a fluffiness to them. They've got an edge, but I want to have a fluffiness to them. And then also because of this exact reason. Games Workshop, I'll go out and chase the meta, and then 2 months later they'll be like, right, this such and such is winning, get rid of that, and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to start all over again. So I'd rather just play with what I like to, and then eventually, if they're good, they'll be good for a while. They might not be good for a while, but it'll always come back around eventually that your units will be good at some point. Even Reavers will be good one day, maybe in a very long time, but they will be good. So, let's go back to that. So we've got Adeptus Mechanicus point changes, and then we've got some rules changes for the Astra Militarum. Now I know bits and pieces about the Astra Militarum, because from watching battle reports. So Lehman Russes, I've got a 2-up save now. That's really cool. A bit odd that they haven't said about Baneblades getting 2+ saves, but I'd be really surprised if that doesn't come along in the new codex. That's what I'm thinking. And then what else? Something about using tank orders, the ability of a tank commander. You can select one friendly regiment vehicle unit, excluding Titanics or not Baneblades, within 6 inches of that model, instead of selecting it. Okay, that doesn't mean that don't mean nothing to me. Sorry. And then each time a regiment unit with a voice of command ability issues one of the following orders to a regiment infantry unit, that same order can be issued to one or more other friendly infantry units, excluding officer units that are within 6 inches of that unit that the order was originally issued to. That was a mouthful. So basically, so the orders are take aim, first rank fire, second rank fire, bring it down, forwards for the Emperor, get back in the fight, fix bayonets. I don't know what those particular ones do, but I think that first rank fire, second rank fire is like, has a lot of shots. So that's really handy. So it's not an order to another unit, it's any unit within 6 inches of that officer that's saying the order, and that can take orders, that's really good. The one thing that they haven't included on that is the move order, which I think is really good, because you've got like guard models like sprinting across the battlefield faster than what like a land speeder can do. It's really odd. Or jet bikes or something. It's well odd. But again, it helps the Imperial Guard out because they're not top tier, and it just helps them give that a little bit more of an edge. Gives them a little bit more of an edge to them. So that's really cool. And then this one, I've seen this one come across in the community the last couple of hours. So Chaos Space Marines, they haven't got 2 wounds, alright? You haven't got 2 wounds. I think you will get it in your codex, alright? Patience is a virtue. But the rules that you have got are really cool. So change Death to the False Emperor ability to read each time a model with this ability makes a melee attack, a hit roll of 6 plus scores 1 additional hit. It's basically like Whirlwind of Rage, but for your entire army. And it works against each time one of those makes a melee attack. It doesn't say against Imperium or anything like that. Doesn't say against Imperium. Any attack scores on a 6+, you score an additional attack. So you could be fighting the Necrons, the Tau, and they just really hate the Emperor. And they're just going to take that frustration out on anyone and everyone, basically. And that'll make them deadly. And I know there's some combinations that you can get that 6+ down to like a 5 or a 4 with combinations of stuff. You're deadly in close combat, which really goes well with the fluff of Chaos Space Marines, that they are horrendously good in close combat. I really like that. I think it's really cool. Drukhari, they've had a points. They're not ruled. So I don't know why my camera did that. I still haven't figured out why it does that sometimes. This next one is absolutely brilliant for the game. Well, brilliant for Knights. So it is Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights as effects, alright? And basically what it means is that Knights always struggle because of unit count. You'll have like 2 or 3 units on the table, and 9th edition is all about holding objectives, and Knights just can't do it. You sit on an objective and then 1 model comes along, or 2 models comes along, and it takes them off of them. And if you've got OBSEC, there's no chance of you holding it. So the fact that this update's come along will really help Knights out. So Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, so it's both factions. All models with the Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights faction key will gain the following ability: Towering Foe. This model counts as 5 models when determining the control of an objective marker. Awesome. If this model is Titanic model, it instead counts as 10 models. That's really good, 10 models. And who the hell wants to go near a knight? Because you'll just get heroically intervened or something. Why would you ever want to go near a knight to try and do that? It's mental if you couldn't just stick 2 cheap models on there to steal it. So that's really good. So Titanic models count as 10 models when doing control an objective marker. If every model from your army has either the Chaos Knights or Imperial Knights faction keyword, excluding agents of the Imperial or underlined units, then all armor class and war dog models from your army gain objective secured ability. That is so good. So good, so good, so good. Really, really good. So, an absolute bonus to Knight factions, and you'll definitely see them becoming more competitive just for that change, which is exactly what the Knights needed, in my opinion, was to help board control. So yeah, definitely a good move there. And then the bit that I love, which I was completely blown away by, and I think it's fantastic, is the change to the Necron core keyword. So when I haven't even bought it yet. So when the Necron Codex was released, there was like 5 models that had the core keyword, and all the buffs and bonuses that the characters can give out only affect core. So it was like rubbish and made them like totally non-competitive at all. And to play Necrons, there was really like one particular list that you'd have to go for in order to compete at all with anyone. And there's such a vast array of amazing models, why be restricted to just a few? So the fact, and I like the Space Marine Codex, there's like 30 odd units that have the core keyword. So awesome. Necrons, add the core keyword to the keyword sections of the following datasheets. Canoptic Cathronites, so that's the Imperial Armor Compendium unit. Canoptic Reanimator, brilliant, got one of those. Canoptic Wraiths, excellent. Flayed ones, excellent. Locust Destroyers, no one was choosing them because you couldn't buff them. Locust Heavy Destroyers, no one was choosing them because you couldn't buff them. Ophidian Destroyers, no one was choosing them because you couldn't buff them. And Scorpic Destroyers were just meh. They looked great, but they just didn't do anything, which was really frustrating. So yeah, and then Triac Praetorians get the core keyword as well, so that's really good and adds a really, that'll change up the meta when it comes to using Necrons, and I think that'll make them far more, it'll make them far more competitive, I think, anyway. And yeah, I think that's brilliant. Really, really, really good. I am genuinely looking forward to collecting, to get my Necrons painted up. And it'll mean that when I do get the Codex, I'll have a look at it and it'll give me far more options than I would have done previously, which is really good. And I'm glad I've waited. I'm glad I put them off paint instead of trying to paint an army now, which is really good. And then the last one on there, which I think was absolutely necessary, was the Orc update. So when mustering an Orcs army, it cannot include more than one of each of the following units. So Boomdacker Snaz Wagons, Custom Booster Blasters, Megatrak Scrap Jets, Rucker Truck, Squid Buggies, and Shock Jump Dragsters. That was a mouthful. So yeah, I think you can have, so each unit is 3, you can have 3 models in each unit. So you're still going to be able to get quite a few, but you're not going to be able to do absolutely tons of them. And with the flyers and the bombers and stuff, because I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching No Retreat Legends over the weekend, and Adrian from Tabletop Titans was basically running that. So I mean, he's got an absolutely amazing and huge Orc collection, so this won't bother him that much. So yeah, I think that's really good balancing of the game, and just a quick fix on there. And then I don't think I'll be able to get it fully in my view. but that is the Adeptus Mechanicus points changes. Alright. I mean, this is free, you just go onto the community website if you actually want to download it for yourself. I think the Marshal's gone up in price. There's loads of things that have gone up in price, and I think these Castellan robots have come down 10 points. I think that's what it is. But great to see that GW have tried to balance out the game. And then the same comes with Drukhari. Then you've got all the points changes in there, and like I said, it's all free on the free to download on the Games Workshop community website. So yeah, that's it from me. We've been streaming for an hour, so we've had a look at my my magazine that's been delivered. So I'll be coming back next month with my next lot of, it'll be issue 11, 12, 13 and 14. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any free stuff that month. And then we've also had a look at the balance data sheet and rebalancing that Games Workshop has been part. So brilliant. I've had fun. If you've enjoyed watching, like I said at the beginning, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, a thumbs down. And if you like what you see and you want to see more content, I stream or put pre-recorded content out nearly like 99% of every Wednesday. There's some sort of content coming out. Got to play that algorithm. So yeah, like and subscribe. Subscribe button is down there in the corner. Switch on notifications so you never miss a video. It's been a pleasure sitting here tonight talking to my camera and talking to the world, hopefully. Thank you again if you come back to rewatch this. So yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of the week and a good weekend. Oh, one more last thing, I am out on Sunday at my local gaming store playing a 1500 point game. I cannot wait because I haven't played Warhammer in ages. This is going to be awesome. So yeah, have a good week, have a good weekend everyone. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.